50% of people who lose weight gain it back. Why? Because the health and fitness space is one of the most unregulated industries on the planet. Just like so many others, I struggled with my weight for years until I figured out a few things that actually melt fat off of your body. That being said, these are 21 no bullshit weight loss tips. Tip number 1, learn how your body burns calories. Calories are not all that matter, but they always fucking matter if your goal is weight loss. If you do not know how your body burns calories, you're basically shooting in the dark, blindfolded, while spinning on a swivel chair. Your body burns calories through 4 main components: your BMR, basal metabolic rate, your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, your TEF, your thermic effect of food, and your EAT, your exercise activity thermogenesis. Think of it like a pie chart. Your BMR accounts for 70% of your daily calories burned, so it's the biggest piece of the pie. And your BMR is the amount of calories that your body needs every single day at rest, doing absolutely nothing. I'm talking it's a Netflix and chill every single day kind of day. Your body needs X amount of calories just to keep lights on, organs functioning. And for the love of God, stop trying to eat less than your BMR. The next biggest piece of the pie, your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is everything outside of the gym. Walking the dog, cleaning the house, fidgeting, dancing. With that being said, if your goal is fat loss, it would probably make sense to put more energy and effort into all of your movement outside of the gym. What I see happen all too often is that everybody wants to put all of their energy and all of their eggs into the 1 hour a day that they're working out, and very little energy or effort into the other 23 hours of the day. On top of your NEAT, we have your TEF, which is your thermic effect of food. Pro tip, your body burns more calories digesting protein, but more on that later. And last but not least, we have your EAT, which is your exercise activity thermogenesis. This is all of the time spent in the gym. So please, for the love of God, give up this idea that we work out to burn calories. We train to get better at training. We train to get stronger. We train to change the way that our body looks. When you understand how your body burns calories, you can stop guessing and actually make decisions in alignment with your goals. Knowledge is power, which leads me right into tip number 2. Weigh your food. Stop using measuring cups. A half a cup to one person is completely different than a half of a cup to another person. Fat loss is 2 things. It is accuracy and it is consistency. Your accuracy is not there if you are not weighing your food. A tablespoon of peanut butter can go from 90 calories up to 190 calories, depending on your eyeballing skills. A food scale, well, now that's honesty in grams. And no, the goal isn't to weigh everything forever, but understanding portion sizes will open your eyes faster than your morning cup of coffee. So if you're somebody who does not already track your intake, I'm gonna challenge you to track and weigh everything that you eat for a week. You will be shocked at an actual serving size. Weighing your food shouldn't be a punishment. It should be a tool to get us to our end goal quicker. And remember, we track for the short term, so we do not have to track for the long term. I don't want any of you attached to a food scale or a tracking app for the rest of your life. That is not a lifestyle. That is a motherfucking prison sentence. Your end goal should be intuitive eating, but that right is earned. It's absolutely not given. But you cannot expect somebody who's never tracked a day in their life to intuitively eat and think that that's going to work out well for them. Tracking will set you up for a lifetime of freedom. Master the skill set. Which leads me right into tip number 3. Stop drinking your calories. Calories in your cup are the silent ninja to weight gain. Your Starbucks dessert in a cup, which is 400 plus calories. Your post-workout smoothie with peanut butter, that's 800 plus calories. Excessive amounts of salad dressing, which is turning your salad into more calories than a Big Mac. But don't twist what I'm saying. Coffee runs and occasional cocktails, well, they're a part of life. But here's the deal. If you don't understand calorie amounts, you're shooting yourself in the foot long term. So again, let me reiterate, you do not have to cut these things out entirely. But if your goal is fat loss, well, you do need to be intentional. You need to understand how to fit these things into your daily budget, because liquid calories add up and they add up fast. Which leads me right into tip number 4. Stop fucking dieting and educate yourself. Diets are like bad exes. Stop crawling back to them. If they worked long term, you'd have a body that you love by now. And I get it. Quick fix plans, they're tempting. Well, because they don't require you to think. It's way easier to blindly follow some generic cookie cutter plan than it is to take the time to educate yourself and understand what's really really keeping you stuck. Generic cookie cutter bullshit plans do not give you any awareness of your actual caloric intake, your emotional triggers, or your habits that are sabotaging you every weekend. This is exactly why my clients are so successful. We don't hand them generic cookie cutter plans or enable them to continue to ride the vicious, self-sabotaging merry-go-round. We educate and empower them to understand their body, their choices, their triggers. We support on my team, we do not enable, and there is a big fucking difference. The education and customization on my team is unmatched because once my clients lose the weight, they keep it off. So please give up the quick fixes and invest in education, because when you understand what your body needs and how to meet those needs, well, you're unfucking stoppable. A smart eater isn't just following a plan, they're creating a lifestyle. Which leads me right into tip number 5, gut health. Your gut isn't just where tacos go, it's where weight loss begins. I can tell you right now, your gut is like the central control center for your body. It doesn't just handle digestion, it plays a huge role in your metabolism, your mood, and even how you store fat. When your gut's off because of stress, a shitty diet, lack of fiber, it can leave you feeling bloated, tired, and stuck. But here's the thing, you can't fix your gut with magic green powders or probiotics alone. It starts and it ends with lifestyle. Fiber is your gut's best friend. Aim for at least 25 grams of fiber every single day. And no, you should not need a fiber supplement if 80+% of your day is coming from single ingredient whole food sources. Add in fermented foods like yogurt, kimchi, and sauerkraut to feed the good bacteria. And do not underestimate the power of stress management. Stress can wreak havoc faster than a plate of greasy nachos. When your gut's happy and healthy, it sends the right signals to your brain. It helps to regulate hunger hormones and process nutrients more efficiently. A happy gut doesn't help you to just feel better, it helps you to burn fat more effectively. So no, this isn't a trend to get you to buy some greens powder or some pink belly fat blasting drink. It is a foundation to losing the weight and actually keeping it off. Which leads me right into tip number 6. Do not be the person who allows their weekends to become their week's end. And don't get me wrong, I love a weekend brunch and booze just as much as the next person, but this is why the majority of you are stuck, frustrated, and always starting over every single Monday. As mentioned earlier, fat loss is accuracy and it is consistency. So if you're nailing your calorie deficit Monday through Friday, but Saturday and Sunday rolls around and you're eating like an asshole, well, you've basically erased all of your hard work throughout the week. Fat loss doesn't happen on the daily, it happens on the average. So those 2 days of going balls to the wall have thrown you out of a calorie deficit for the entire freaking week. Think about it this way. If your goal is to eat 1,800 calories a day to lose weight, that's 12,600 calories for the week. But if you've hit 3,500 calories on Saturday and 3,500 calories on Sunday because of mimosas, burgers, and just one more cookie, well, you've blown way past that target. Now you're eating at maintenance or maybe even a slight surplus. And this is exactly why you're always freaking dieting with 0 results to show for it. You're dieting mentally, you're not dieting physically. So no, your metabolism isn't broken. You're allowing your weekends to sabotage you. When you have a plan and a strategy and you approach your weekends with intention, well, you start seeing real results. Consistency beats perfection any day of the week, but please treat your weekends as a part of the bigger picture, not a reason to start over every single Monday. Which leads me right into tip number 7. And I mean this with all the love in my heart, ladies, but please stop eating the same portion sizes as your husband. Now, I'm not saying you can't eat the same things as your husband, but amounts matter, and they matter a lot. Men naturally carry more muscle mass, which means they burn more calories just fucking existing. Just laying on the couch breathing, their calorie burn is higher than ours. And it sucks, but it is what it is. So if you're matching his portions, well, you're eating for his calorie needs. And that's the fast track to being really fucking frustrated. So please make sure that you're adjusting your portion sizes to meet your needs. And no, this isn't about depriving yourself. It's about aligning your intake with your goals. When you understand amounts that work for your body, you start seeing the results that you're so desperate to see. And when you track your intake, you can still enjoy all of your favorite foods just in the right amounts. Which leads me right into tip number 8, steps over sweat any day of the week. Let me drive this home again. The goal of a workout isn't to burn calories. That's what's keeping you stuck, frustrated, and confused. The purpose of a training session is to build strength, add muscle to your frame, and feel fucking amazing. Muscle increases your metabolism, keeps you functional, and is what gives you the toned, banging body that you feel damn good and naked. But relying on your workouts to burn off food is a losing battle. But if we go back to point number 1 of how we burn calories, your exercise activity thermogenesis, your EAT only accounts for 5% of your daily calorie burn. Compare that to your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and that accounts for 20% of your daily calorie burn. Call me crazy, but wouldn't it make sense to put more energy, more effort into the bigger piece of the pie? Your everyday movement has a much bigger impact on your calorie burn than the hour of the day that you're in the gym. This is exactly why giving yourself a step goal is a fucking game changer. It's such an easy and sustainable way to increase your metabolic capacity, aka the amount of calories that you burn every single day. So if you're only accounting for calories burned during your workout sessions, well, you're missing the bigger picture here. You're gonna end up overtraining, under-recovering, and wondering why you're stuck. Stop chasing the burn and start chasing strength, mindful movement, and consistency, which leads me right into tip number 9, protein. It is a non-freaking negotiable. Protein is hands down one of the most underrated players in fat loss. Let's chat amounts. 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. The leaner you are, the closer to the full gram you need to be. If you have more than 50 pounds to lose, 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of realistic goal weight. So if you're 150 pounds, you're gonna aim for 105 to 150 grams of protein every single day. Why is it so important? It's the foundation of your diet. It does everything. Number 1, eating enough protein is the only way that you will sustain and maintain and hopefully add more muscle to your frame. I'm gonna dive a bit more into muscle here in a bit, but muscle is the key to longevity. Muscle is the key to health. Muscle is the key to aging. Muscle is the key to combating falls, breaks, tears, osteoporosis. Muscle is the key to a metabolism that is on motherfucking fire. Number 2, protein has the highest thermic effect of food, which means your body burns more calories just eating protein. So if you eat 100 calories of protein, 20 to 30 of those calories are burned just digesting the protein. Number 3, protein is going to keep your belly happy and satiated, which is key in a calorie deficit. It does this by balancing your blood sugar and reducing hunger hormones, which prevents cravings and overeating, again allowing you to stay adherent to your calorie deficit. Number 4, protein supports your thyroid, which is your metabolism's master regulator. Without enough protein, your thyroid slows down, which makes fat loss really fucking challenging. And I will die on this hill, but eating enough protein is not hard. You are honestly just not prioritizing it. If you struggle with protein, I have more resources than I know what to do with, which are completely free in my private community, which is linked in my bio. So please give up this idea that protein is just a fat loss hack. It is the backbone to your results, which leads me right into tip number 10. If your goal is fat loss, you need to change how you train. Yep, I'm talking to all my cardio bunnies. Strength training is not optional if your goal is fat loss and actually keeping it off. You're never going to diet and treadmill your way to your dream body. It's not going to happen. Heart rate and sweat don't equal results. Sweat can boost your ego, but it doesn't determine results. What determines results is adding muscle to your frame. Muscle is metabolically active, meaning it needs calories to sustain and maintain it. Muscle is what actually transforms the way that your body looks. Because I promise you, you're not chasing a number, you're chasing a look. Adding muscle to your frame is what gives you that toned look that cardio can't achieve alone. Adding muscle to your frame also increases your metabolic capacity, which allows you to lose the weight and actually keep it off. If you're new to strength training, meet yourself where you're currently at. Start with 3 full body days a week. It will work wonders for us. Focusing on compound movements like squats, deadlifts, rows, and presses. Compound movements work multiple different muscle groups at a time, and they are the foundation to your training. 8 to 12 reps is a sweet spot for hypertrophy, building muscle size and strength. Using weights that challenge you but still allow you to maintain good form. Do not skip on full range of motion. Half repping your exercises isn't doing you any favors. If you're curling a barbell, you need to go all the way up and all the way down. When you squat, get those hips low and come up with full control. Full range of motion activates your muscles fully and allows you to see better results. Use dumbbells, barbells, or machines. Don't get caught up in the what's best debate. All of these tools work as long as you're progressively challenging your muscles. The key is doing these things consistently, not just when it's new or it's fun or it's exciting or it's convenient. And I hate to break it to you, but body weight workouts alone won't cut it. They're great for beginners, but they're limited on how much they can challenge you over time. If you're serious about changing your body, you need external resistance. So I need you lifting heavy shit multiple times a week and putting that heavy shit back down. Train smarter, not harder. Strength training is your ticket to long-term fat loss, a metabolism that's on motherfucking fire, and a body that not only looks good, but feels strong. Which leads me right into tip number 11. Own your progress. Stop comparing your day 10 to somebody else's year 5. It's not fucking fair. And it is absolutely the quickest way to quit on yourself. And I get it. Focusing on your mindset might sound cheesy. It might sound cliche, but if we cannot master this, it does not matter. Your identity drives your actions and your actions drive your results. End of story. So if your mindset is constantly stuck in the negative or focusing on how far you still have to go or that you're not there yet, you're creating a mental environment where giving up feels like the easiest option. You will never feel like you're doing enough, no matter how hard you try. But when you own every part of your progress, no matter how small, you create a foundation of self-trust. Progress comes in so many areas, yet you continue to tie it to a piece of metal that you stand on that tells you your relationship to gravity. More energy, better mood, crushing your workouts, fitting into an old pair of jeans. Owning that progress is reinforcing the idea that your efforts are paying off. And it might feel cheesy at first, but watch it dramatically change the way that you show up. Mastering mindset means letting go of this unrealistic idea of perfection. It's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It doesn't fucking exist. Which leads me into tip number 12. Track your macros. If you're just tracking your calories, you're playing checkers when you should be playing chess. Let's break it down. Calories are the total amount of energy that you're consuming, but macros, protein, carbs, and fats is how that energy is distributed. Macros isn't just about hitting a number. It's about giving your body what it needs to look, feel, and perform at its best. Here's why tracking macros gives you better return on your investment than just tracking calories. Protein, as mentioned, the only way that you will sustain and maintain and hopefully add muscle to your frame. Muscle makes everything about this fat loss journey 10 times easier. Carbs, your main energy source. They fuel your workout, your brain, and pretty much everything that you do. Eating the right amounts leads to better performance and recovery. Fats, they're crucial for hormone regulation, cell health, and keeping your body functioning properly. Cutting them too low can wreak havoc on your energy level and your mood. When you only track calories, yeah, you may hit that number, but completely miss the mark on what your body needs to function properly. 1,500 calories of donuts is completely different than 1,500 calories of lean protein, fats, carbs. Tracking macros ensures that your calorie intake aligns with your goals. Once you understand your body's true calorie needs, you can create a plan from there. If your goal is fat loss, well, we create a calorie deficit. If your goal is body recomposition, meaning losing fat while building muscle, we need at least maintenance calories, if not a slight surplus. This is going to be what fuels muscle growth. This is where my TDEE calculator comes into play. In the video notes, you'll find a link to calculate your maintenance calories. From there, I've created a step-by-step email sequence that will teach you how to break out your calories, meaning set your macros for your specific goals. Whether it's fat loss, muscle gain, or body recomp, this guide will give you clarity and direction to take control of your nutrition. And no, tracking macros is not about being obsessive, it's about being intentional. Because if you're gonna put all of this energy and effort into the damn thing, you want the results that go with that in return. Which leads me right into tip number 13, the 80-20 rule. You do not need to be perfect, but you do need to be really damn consistent. 80% effort leads to 100% of the results. Y'all are out here operating from this all or nothing mindset that produces all or nothing results. If losing weight and keeping it off feels like it's sucking your soul, you're not gonna be able to stay consistent with it. 80-20 isn't just a nice idea. It's the only way you'll ever live a life you actually enjoy. How does it work? Well, 80% of the time, you focus on single ingredient whole food sources that are in alignment with your goals. And the 20%, well, that's for the fun foods, the soul foods, as we call them on my team. This isn't cheating, it's balance. I don't want to know a life without cookies or wine. You shouldn't either. Consistency beats perfection any day of the week. Which leads me into tip number 14, fiber. Because I promise if it's not moving, you're absolutely not losing. Fiber does way more than you think. It is the powerhouse for fat loss, gut health, and overall well-being. Here's the science behind fiber, broken down in an easy, digestible way. No pun intended. Number 1, satiety. Keeps your belly happy and full. Fiber adds bulk to your meals without adding a lot of calories. This is key if you're a volume eater like myself. Soluble fiber found in foods like oats and beans forms a gel-like substance in your gut that slows down digestion, which keeps you full for hours. Number 2, blood sugar stability. Fiber slows down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, preventing blood sugar spikes and crashes, which leads to craving and overeating. When you pair high fiber food with carbs, you're essentially putting on the brakes with how fast those carbs turn into glucose. Stable blood sugar equals better energy and fewer cravings. Number 3, fiber leads to optimal gut health. Your gut houses trillions of bacteria, and fiber feeds the good bacteria, which improves your digestion, boosts your immune system, and impacts your mood. High fiber supports your calorie deficit goals. Aim for at least 25 grams of fiber a day. Some of my personal favorite fiber sources: oats, berries, chia seeds, black beans, avocado, green veggies. If you're not currently prioritizing fiber, start small and build it up. Which leads me into tip number 15, leverage your fat loss efforts. Not all effort is created equal. If you want results, focus on what gives you the biggest bang for your buck. At the end of the day, it's about putting your energy where it matters most. Too many people hyperfixate on the shit that doesn't move their needle forward. And as you've heard me say multiple different times, it's about working smarter, not harder. Here's an analogy because I'm a visual person. Imagine you're trying to cross an ocean. You have 3 options: swim, row a boat, or use a sailboat. Sure, swimming and rowing a boat will get you there, but they're gonna leave you completely exhausted and it's gonna take for fucking ever. The sailboat, it's efficient, it's effective, and it gets you there 10 times faster with far less energy and effort. In the world of fat loss, strength training, daily movement, and nutrition is your sailboat, while cardio, fad diets, and starving yourself is you trying to swim. When you put your energy into the right areas, fat loss becomes effective, efficient, and sustainable. Work smarter, not harder, and let leverage do the heavy lifting for you. Which leads me right into tip number 16, sleep. If you're sleeping like crap, your weight loss will be crap. Plain and simple. Sleep isn't just nice to have. It is the foundation of absolutely everything you're trying to achieve. Think of sleep as your body's built-in recovery mode. When you cut corners on rest, you're sabotaging your body's fat loss efforts, not to mention your hormone health and how you show up in everyday life. Let's chat about how to improve your sleep, starting with the basics. 1, aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. 2, create a bedtime routine. Wind down at the same time every night. 3, and I know that this might be challenging, but try to cut out screens an hour before bedtime. The blue light from your phone or TV suppresses melatonin, which is the hormone that helps you fall asleep. 4, keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Invest in blackout curtains or a sleep mask if needed. And 5, avoid caffeine late in the afternoon. It stays in your system longer than you think and it can disrupt your sleep cycle. If you're serious about fat loss, performance, and showing up as your best self, prioritize your Z's. Your results and your sanity depend on it. Which leads me into tip number 17. And yes, I know this may be controversial, but GLP-1 should be a tool, not a crutch. You cannot inject lifestyle. A GLP-1 may help, but it won't do the work for you. When dosed correctly, and they come with a plan, in the right circumstances, a GLP-1 can be extremely powerful. But if you're taking a GLP-1 and you're just not eating, I hate to break it to you, that's not a strategy, that's not a plan, and it will shoot you in the foot long term. A GLP-1 won't lift weights for you. It won't walk for you. It won't give you awareness over your overall calorie intake. A GLP-1 can make sense for those struggling with obesity, insulin resistance, and metabolic issues. They can help with cravings, insulin resistance, inflammation. They push autophagy. They have a lot of great benefits. But again, they won't do the work for you. If you don't have your foundation mastered, they won't solve your problems for you. They're just gonna highlight where your cracks are. Which leads me into tip number 18. Optimal, not normal hormones drive our success. Weight loss during menopause is not impossible, but it does require optimal hormones and a strategy. Hormones impact how you feel, and when your body feels good, it wants to show up to do the damn thing. On Team Becoming Her, working with women going through menopause, helping them to optimize their hormones, well, it's what we do best. But just like a GLP-1, hormones won't do the work for you. You can't inject lifestyle, and without the right foundation, hormone optimization will only take you so far. As we age, we naturally stop producing key hormones, and we need adequate amounts of estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, and thyroid. If you have not already, check out my video on my channel, Weight Loss with Fucked Hormones, where I dive deep into all of this. Hormones are the engine, but you still need the right fuel, nutrition, regular maintenance, training, and smooth driving conditions, stress management, to get where you want to go. Optimize your hormones and fat loss becomes 10 times easier, but it will never beat out the basics. Which leads me to tip number 19. Food prep over meal prep. Meal prep is overrated. Let's chat food prep instead. Meal prep often gets this shiny Instagram-worthy reputation. Portion out food into 5 identical containers for the week. Chicken, broccoli, rice, but let's be honest, that gets real old real fast. Food prep is all about preparing ingredients instead of fully assembled meals. Batch cook staples like chicken, ground beef, rice, potatoes, veggies. The ingredients are ready to go, so you can mix and match based off of what you feel like for the day. It's flexible, it's faster, and it's way less overwhelming. Pick 2 to 3 proteins, 2 to 3 carb sources, prep a veggie, and healthy fats. Bada bing, bada boom. Food prep saves time, sanity, and calories. Which leads me to tip number 20, minimize alcohol consumption. Alcohol doesn't make fat loss impossible, but let's be honest, it's not helping you crush your goals either. Empty calories add up fast, metabolism takes a back seat, and sleep and recovery they suffer. Alcohol makes it really challenging to show up to do the things that you need to do to achieve your fat loss goals. Again, you don't have to completely cut it out, but here's what I would do instead. Stick to lower calorie options like vodka soda, dry wine, or light beer. Stay hydrated, alternate each drink with a glass of water. Avoid sugary mixers like juices, sodas, and syrups. And plan ahead. If you know that you're gonna be drinking, adjust your calorie intake earlier in the day. Definitely add some extra movement to balance things out. Drinking doesn't have to derail your progress entirely, but it does slow things down. Drink smarter, not harder, but remember, the fewer barriers that you put in the way, the faster you're gonna see results. Which leads me into tip number 21. Upgrade your social circle. Your diet isn't just about food. It's about who you surround yourself with and what you allow into your life. The people you spend time with, the conversations you engage in, the content you consume, and the environment that you create for yourself. If your social circle and environment doesn't align with your goals, it's like trying to swim upstream. You're making things 10 times harder than they need to be. Upgrade your social circle and you're gonna find that your goals feel more achievable, your mindset improves, and your progress becomes unstoppable. You don't have to go at it alone, but you do need to make sure that the people around you are helping, not hindering. All right, let's bring this home. It's not because you don't know enough. It's not because there's some fat loss secret hack. You already have the information you need. Heck, I just gave it all to you in this video. The real issue is what's going on in between your two ears. It's your mindset. It's what you keep telling yourself. The stories you create. I don't have time. It's too hard. What if I fail? Sound familiar? Here's the thing. All the knowledge in the world means nothing if you don't put it into action. You can have the perfect plan, the best tips, and all the strategies laid out. But if you're stuck in your head, doubting yourself or trying to do this alone, it's no wonder you're not seeing the progress that you deserve. And this is exactly why one-on-one coaching works. On Team Becoming Her, you don't just get a cookie cutter plan or a list of generic items to follow. You get accountability to actually show up for yourself. A plan that's truly custom to you, your goals, your life, where you want to go. A coach in your corner to call you out when you get in your own damn way. And a guide to keep you moving forward when it feels really fucking hard. Because let's be real, if you could have done this on your own, you would have by now. Coaching isn't just about a plan. It's about having someone in your corner to get you out of your own damn way. We take the guesswork out of it. If you're tired of spinning your wheels and ready for real progress, well, this is what we do best. Ready to take the next step? Click the link in my bio to set up a time to connect to see if one-on-one coaching is a good fit. But if you want to dive deeper and learn the 40 brutal truths I needed when I was overweight, click on this video right here.